Today on the channel, best in sports to everybody with Title Run Toys, Harley Race Regular, and 1 of 350 Bloody Variant Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Title Run Toys Retro Wrestling unboxing and review. And today we got a twofer of a double dose of Harley Race. But for all your Title Run toy needs, better hit up Title Run Toys website. But for everything else under the sun, hit up Entertainment Earth. Use the link in the description down below. And you know we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And best in sports to you, and best in sports to you. Tom McFarland for the couch today here. Shout out to Best in Sports. A lot of people don't know that, but Harley Race used to sign all of his autographs Best in Sports. I don't know what that was all about exactly, besides wishing you well in sports, but what if you're not in sports? That's the question. And maybe good friend Ryan Collins out there of the TV Toycast, maybe he can answer in the comments why Best in Sports. He would know. He spent a lot of time. He was trained by Harley. He knows how it goes at the end of the day. And true fact over here, Tom McFarland, good friend of the channel, 1 Gauge Octane, of course, the announcer for the Kyle Peterson Show podcast each and every week. You better be watching that every week. He's the announcer for the Kyle Peterson Show. He was also trained by one Harley Race once upon a time. And I, myself, yes, me, spent a lot of time with Harley Race for a couple of summers. He was from the vicinity a couple hours away. And my buddy ran a local independent wrestling show company, and Harley Race would come up for a lot of these shows for autograph stuff, and some of his talent would come up there. I remember Simon Gotch was in the area all the time, but Harley would come up here, he'd be smoking, he'd be driving his Chevy Avalanche, and he'd be wishing everybody best in sports and signing autographs and stuff. And even for me at a Barnes & Noble one time, we got our picture together. But it was cool to see Harley Race many a times. For me as a kid, I remember his LJN. I'm getting a little long-winded here, Tom McFarland. I remember playing with his LJN, but he was out of the WWE by the time I was really watching WWE, WWF at the time. I almost kind of knew him more as a manager for Vader in my childhood. However, going back, watching DVDs, all that kind of stuff, love some Harley Race, and I'm excited to get more Harley Races in my collection. And we got 2 of them right here today from Title Run Toys. And we're going to knock out the original one first, then we'll do the Bloody Variant Edition. On the famed yellow card, it's famed because I said it right now, but you got a classic Harley Race look there, an old picture of Harley. Look at those mutton chops, just a man's man. It's like my grandpa. He'd always call me Buck, and he'd say, Buck, go downstairs and get me a beer. And I'd go downstairs to the beer refrigerator. I'd bring it up to my grandpa. My grandpa looked a lot like Harley Race, too. And he'd just grab that. You know, he'd have the handkerchief in his pocket, the blue jeans that he'd worn a lot of times. He'd have like a flannel on. Just a manly man. A welder by trade. That's manly man stuff is what that is. And it would always blow little Kyle's mind because he'd grab that beer, he'd bite that top off of that bottle, and he'd just pound that thing away. He'd say, Buck, you get first sip for getting this. And I'd always take a little sip, and then I'd spray it everywhere. I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. What the heck? Get me the Pepsi from the other fridge. That's what I would say. It was a wild time once upon a time. But looking pretty good. Old Harley Race right here. TRT right there. Title Testosterone Replacement Therapy, if I'm not mistaken. I heard that stuff does wonders. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe I'll dial into some of that. Who knows? He comes with the Hall of Fame headbutt. Got the Harley Race autograph. No best in sports, so I'm not sure if it's legit or not. Official Harley Race collection up there on the top. We got the Title Run Toys cross-sell on the back. Black and white on the back. We got the file card, UPC, jibber jabber, all the kind of fun stuff there. Does say Harley Race, height 6'1", 245 pounds, build from Kansas City, Missouri. Beautiful this time of year, let me tell you. Self-proclaimed greatest wrestler on this green earth. Storied Hall of Fame career lasted multiple decades. I mean, like I said, just a manly man. That's no doubt about it. Harley's got so many injuries over the years, and he'd still be walking around and doing stuff. It was always amazing. Once again, correlating it to my grandpa, Tom McFarland, he survived 3 different plane crashes. That's a long story in itself. And he broke every bone in his body one time. And I remember I was probably like 22 years old, and we were working on our old Jeep together, and I was like, oh, it hurts to get down. I'm like, oh, there's my grandpa on the floor rolling around, and he's broken every bone in his body. They just don't make them like that anymore, and Harley was one of those guys as well. There's no doubt. But we got off the card. Comes off pretty slick. I'm here for that. See you later. Goodbye. We saved the card art. See you later. Goodbye. Diving into old Harley Race. It's an interesting figure. It's an interesting stance here. He's leading with that left. Is he going to load up that right? Is he going to load him up? He's got something for you? Maybe. But we got two Fists of Fury. We know we're here for that with Harley Race for sure. Harley looking a little crazy, almost looking like a John C. Reilly, Dewey Cox, walk tall. I think it kind of reminds me of that a little bit in the head. He's got a very high Lemmy mustache going on there now. That is for sure. So I don't know. I know this is Harley in the head, but it is not. I think the hair maybe is a hair high. See what I did there? And then I feel like it needed to come in a little bit more on the beard. It's a little too high. It's almost like a French painter or something. A little too avant-garde is what it reminds me of. But a very stoic face for Harley. Harley wasn't a guy who was going to do a lot of smiling, as we know. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, and a mouth, and he's got that fro going on. It was the 70s, early 80s after all. Two Fists of Fury, as I did mention. He's got the tattoos on the arm. Looking pretty good. Got the red trunks going on. You got the red knee pads, a little bit of white. And then you got the red, white, and blue. It's funny whenever I see these colors like this with this kind of like, it almost reminds you of the old AMC colors from the old vehicles AMC. The old AMC Eagle, maybe something like that. It always reminds me of Kansas City for some reason. And maybe that's a correlation with Harley. I'm not sure. But looking good. It's obviously way pre-King Harley Race days on this one here. Would have been great to get the NWA title belt. Obviously, a pretty hard task at this point. Arms do go all the way around. Good feel on these figures, too. A nice tightness to it, but not too tight. Head back and forth, side to side. Waist articulation, pretty good. Nothing else from there. S2 down here. Series 2, Todd McFarlane. TRT, once again, all about branding at the bottom. That's very smart. I will say one thing they've done a lot better with this figure compared to some of their prior releases, as we always say here on the channel, constant learning, constant improvement. They have fixed it. Is sometimes there'd be a little neck gappage that was really ugly. Like Ernest Miller had that and a few others. We got a nice neck on this one. Harley got a nice neck. I like that there. That being said, I also like the weight of this figure. It has a nice weight to it. But I will say the proportions just look a little bit strange. Harley's maybe a hair bigger than he needed to be. He was always barrel-chested. It's a Midwest thing, being an old barrel-chested guy, I think. But maybe a hair big, but as we see in a lot of retros, they are all over the place as far as size and scale. We've seen that since the Hasbro days, in all honesty. But it is just a little big maybe in the midsection there. And I would have liked him standing up straight, but that's just more of a personal preference. But he just got that lean in it there. He's going to jack somebody right in the face, I think is what's going to happen. Now, will Harley fit on a ringside collectible stand? What do you know? Use code Kyle, save yourself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. We got the regular edition of Harley, but now we're turning the page like a young Bob Seger, and we're headed over to the bloody variant edition. I'm glad they gave him blue trunks here to make it even more different on top of the blood. And I love a bloody figure, and I love an exclusive figure. Pains me, you guys know at heart, I'm a Min-On card collector. Pains me right here to dive into this one, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it for science here. I am the Bill Nye. I am, of course, the Mr. Wizard of action figure collecting at this point. Somebody's got to be the scientist. Somebody's got to do it. Yes, I'm also the Beekman's world. And Beekman put a cease and desist out there on me. A cease and desist. They said, Kyle, you can't be calling yourself the Beekman's world of action figure collecting, but I just did it again. Thanks, Todd. I'm going to get sued. Who knows? But you got Harley once again. You got the yellow card going on. You got the same everything kind of going there as well. Makes a lot of sense. On the back, playing all those hits. Looking pretty good. You got the 1 of 350 sticker. I think I mentioned that. Same readout on the back. Yep, same thing. Well, shout out to Leo and Jason, the executive officers. And it's got the design team on here as well. Looking interesting. Officially licensed collectible. All right, enough staring at the package. Let's get down to business here. Let's get old Harley Race out of the package. Oh, it hurts. Like I said, it hurts, but hurts so good. See you later. Goodbye. Time for Harley Race once again. And we're going to dive into it here. Now, he's got the old bloody face here. He's got the crimson mask, if I ever saw one. Just kind of splattered all over the front, down into the chin and on the mouth. Would have been cool to get a second head with this one, or maybe like an open mouth, but I understand the logistics around that isn't the easiest. But you got everything that's the same here. But you got the blood all over the face, some blood on the arm, blood down the chest, blood on the arm as well over here. One thing I do notice on here is you get a little bit of the card art on the back seeping off into the figures. We've seen that with a lot of LJN type figures. I don't know if that's them putting it in here when it's too fresh off the line into there or something, but we're getting some runoff there. I'm not sure if I can get that off or not. Your mileage may vary, as we always like to say here. You got the blue trunks this time around, blue knee pads, and then you got the same boots. Yep, same boots on these guys here. Same tattoos, as you could imagine. And you could also imagine same articulation on this one as well. I think I do prefer the coloring on the red, but there's something special about the blood. The blood does add a little bit to it, and I think if you had to choose between the two, I think they made the right choice with the blue trunks with the blood instead of the red. Too much red could be all red everything, like a young Eva Marie once upon a time. You remember Eva Marie? Good friend of the channel, Jeff George, knows Eva Marie very well. I'll leave that to Jeff George to tell that story. Maybe not. Who knows? A little nugget out there. Jeff will never see this. He's not watching a Harley race unboxing. Should I just tell the story about Jeff and Eva? Nah, better not. Got to protect the innocent or something like that. But Harley race looking pretty good here today from Title Run Toys. I got to say, I wasn't sure what to expect with these, and I actually like it a lot better than I thought I would. A little big. That's really my only critique with this one. I wish he was just a little smaller in the midsection and stuff. But like I said, he was barrel-chested. But it does look good. It does look good. So kudos to Title Run Toys team on this one here. I got to say, this one holds up and feels better than like the Ernest Miller. Picking on the cat today, but it does feel better, looks better than that. The Jumping Bomb Angel stuff, they had all that neck issue. No neck issue on this one. So I'm happy to see that. Hopefully that stays the same throughout, and their figures to come in the future. But the future's now for this review, and the future's over. What's your thoughts on Harley Race? You picking up either of these? You need these in your collection. What's your gut tell you? What are you going to do? You going to pick them up? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. 2 channels with content every single day. Appreciate the support out there. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available where podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. And of course, Harley Race, we had the king here as well. Should have brought him out earlier, but he'll be in the glamour shots as we always do it. So for our Harley Race, I'm Kyle, best in sports.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
Time's a bad, and when the time